What's up, tea drinkers? Who's ready to spill? Welcome to The Tea with KG, hosted by your girl, Kaylee Grace. Here you'll find your weekly boost of real talk mixed with laughter, healing, and all of those vulnerable, messy moments in between. The Tea with KG is a safe space for you to show up exactly as you are. We are here to share real-life stories from around the globe and be a community of love, joy, and celebrating life. This is a real deal show, so there will be coarse language and sensitive topics discussed. The most beautiful stories oftentimes emerge from the darkest of places, and we're here to explore it all. There's room for everyone at this tea time, so grab your drink of choice, spark it up, or just relax and soak it up. Cheers, and let's spill. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. I could not think of a better title for today's episode than paying homage to the queens, the one and only, the Spice Girls. Today's episode, we are talking about LOVE. That is right, we are diving into a little bit of love conversation. Now, we know love is such a vast topic. There's so many angles we can approach it from, so we're going to just be, starting to sip on a little bit of love tea today, but we won't spill the entire tea because, we got to have some stuff for future episodes. So anyone who knows me in person knows that I am a lover. I love love. I'm a romantic. Anything to do with love, I just think is the most beautiful thing in the world. I don't know if anyone here has ever heard of the 12 archetypes or if you know what yours is, but there's different ones like hero, creator, caregiver, outlaw. Like I said, there's 12 and lover is one of them, and yours truly is a lover. That is what I seem to fall under, and it was not a surprise. And I know those quizzes are not the be all end all, but they're just fun to do sometimes if you're kind of, looking at yourself and trying to figure yourself out. So yeah, I thought that was pretty fitting that I was in the lover category, and I feel like I just sounded like Dr. Evil when I said that. Pretty fitting. Laser. Don't know if there's any Austin Powers fans out there, but I think those movies are hilarious. So when it comes to love and relationships, I feel like I have quite the history, which I'm sure most of us listening do. We all have a story. We all have a journey when it comes to how we express love to ourselves, how we express love to others, what types of relationships we've been through, all of the things. And I think one of the biggest things that I have learned throughout my journey is if you don't love yourself, as RuPaul says, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? The quotes are just flowing through me today, guys, as always. But it's true. And when I look back at my life and when I look at the relationships that I've attracted throughout my life, I can see how they correlated to my self-love and my self-worth and like what I was feeling about myself at the time. Because, I think every relationship we learn something. It's never, even though, yes, it could be a painful experience, it's not a bad thing because you're definitely going to come out stronger and wiser on the other side. But like I was saying, when I look back in my younger years, like my self-esteem and self-worth was so low. Like I just did not think the best of myself, and some of the relationships I was in totally like correlated with that. And it's just interesting when you look at that, or I'm sure everyone listening can take a tally back and look at, the different people you've experienced in your life, and you're like, wow, I could see why I was in that type of situation during that time in my life, or, you know what I mean? Like each relationship, it comes for a reason, but it's definitely amazing how much we learn and grow from all of these different experiences with people. Where I feel like I'm at now is, oh my God, it's been such a journey of healing and, looking at my inner child and healing those inner wounds. And I'm never going to say I'm fully healed. I don't know if any of us ever are. It's a continuous wave, right? We are always, working on ourselves, and there's always things that can be further healed. So don't ever feel like, you're like, oh, okay, I'm done. Because there's always going to be things that come through your life that'll challenge you. And that's okay. It's just another experience to learn, even if it's uncomfortable. It's not necessarily a bad thing. So since moving to Vancouver and having time to myself after ending a relationship, I really took time to dive within and heal my wounds, because I was like, I cannot even fathom the thought of, being with someone else at this time. I was just so emotionally drained, and I just knew I needed all of my time and I needed all of my love. And I took that time and I really isolated and gave that to myself and was like, all right, you've got some healing to do, girl, before you are ready for anyone else. Because I just knew I was not going to attract someone into my life who was at my level without healing my pain first. And, the man that I'm with now, I'm so happy. And it's just interesting when you've been in relationships in the past where you felt like you were hard to love, or your partner didn't understand you, or you just didn't seem to be on the same page. And then when you're with someone who loves you right, it's like, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like. It's supposed to be, I don't want to say it's easy, because obviously relationships are work, but it's easy. Like when you're loved right and it's just the right person, it flows. And I think when you have been through hardships and you've taken the time to get to know yourself, what your triggers are, what your traumas are from any relationships in the past, oh my God, my brain was on a roll there. Brain stop, everybody. It happened. But when you take a good hard look at yourself and like your attachment style, we'll dive into that in another episode as well as your communication style, like all those things, the way you move in a relationship. What do you need? What are your non-negotiables? Because whatever makes you happy and whatever you want in this life, you can have. You don't have to settle for less. And I feel like, I don't know, the universe loves me so hard. It's like, girl, we ain't gonna let you settle for less, because I am very stubborn and determined to make things work. And I do not throw in the towel until I have tried absolutely everything. And I'm just laughing because I think back to past times and like the universe was clearly like, girl, this is not for you. Like, you need to move on. But I had to do that in my own time, as we all do. So don't feel bad or like you've taken too long to get out of something either, because that happens. You have to do it in your own time. Even if logically this isn't working and I need to move on, it takes time. And that's just the tea, honey. That's just what's up. So don't be hard on yourself. Even if you're currently in a situation where you're like, I need to get out of this, don't feel bad if it's just taking you a little longer, okay? Because you're not alone. And anyone who tries to pass judgment on you, if you're in a situation that is not great, they should take a look in the mirror, because we've all been in situations, right? And just letting you know, you're not alone. And the tea drinkers, we got your back. We're here for you. So loving yourself. That was a huge tangent on how loving yourself translates into attracting someone at your vibrational frequency, because I'm walking proof right now in my current situation. And I love my boyfriend so much, and I'm very grateful for him, because it just makes sense. You know what I mean? So just letting all y'all know that there is hope. Even if you've been through a lot of different types of relationships, there is a light at the other end. Just believe in yourself and know that you are the prize. You are worthy. You're the prize. If you remember you're the prize, you're going to attract another prize to you. Get that Empress, Emperor energy going, because you deserve the world and you're not hard to love. I think another thing that is so, so helpful when it comes to relationships, we're talking more romantic relationships here, but this could be applicable to, your relationship with your parents, your child. This can apply. So The Five Love Languages is a book by Gary Chapman. The full title is actually The Five Love Languages, How to Express Heartfelt Commitment to Your Mate. So like I said, you could translate this into other types of relationships, not just romantic, but for the sake of the LOVE episode, we're going to be talking about romantic. So if you don't know yours and your partner's love language, I highly recommend either checking out this book, or you can even just Google the 5 love languages and you can do the quiz online. And you may even know it yourself. Like if you look at yourself and think about how you enjoy receiving love, you probably have a good idea. But just in case you don't, there is a quiz out there so you can figure it out. And I just think it's important to know your own and your partner's, because it just further deepens your connection. You further understand each other, which makes your bond stronger, and you'll know how your partner wants to be loved and vice versa. Because a lot of times we know what we want, but maybe we haven't communicated that. And then we get upset with our partner, but it's like, well, maybe they're giving you love in a different way. That's how they express it. And they don't realize that you receive it in a different way. So for those of you who aren't sure what these 5 love languages are, there's acts of service, gift giving, physical touch, quality time, and words of affirmation. So for me, physical touch is number one. Quality time is very close to physical touch. They're pretty on par with how I scored with that, I guess. And then words of affirmation comes next, gift giving, then acts of service. I'm a very touchy-feely person. I love being hugged, kissed, all the things. And for me, like, if I'm with my partner and they put their arm around me or anything like that, any little sign of affection, that makes me feel loved, safe, secure. And that's just how I best receive. So with my current boyfriend, the days that we're not together, I may need a little bit more in the words of affirmation department, because I'm like, well, you're not right in front of me to have quality time or to touch. So I require more words. And I find that as well, like looking back in, your history, sometimes when you're maybe lacking in one area, you may want to have that love language more. Like for instance, if you feel like you're overburdened with all of the housework and that sort of stuff, you may appreciate acts of service more. Because when I look back certain times, like, yes, I know the way mine kind of go, like touch, time, words, like that will always be to my core how I best receive love. But there have been moments in life where I've appreciated certain things more because maybe it felt like it wasn't balanced in that area. So, it's not the be all end all. And it's not saying that just because maybe physical touch is your number one, that you don't also enjoy receiving a random gift every now and then. I think all of us like being loved in every single way, but there's just others that are more prominent. And I guess I shouldn't say all of us like being loved in every way, because some people are not touchy. They're like, no, don't do that. But I do think that as humans, we do require love in each of these categories for a fully balanced relationship. And sometimes too, like what you grew up seeing is kind of how you will want love, or it'll be like maybe it's something you didn't get enough of as a child, and it'll be what you want more. My mom, she's so cute. She would always pick us up like little random gifts when she was out, just always was showing that she was thinking of us, and it's so sweet. So I definitely know one of my mom's love languages is like gift giving. She's so generous, and it's just really sweet because like I always remember it, and she still does it to this day. It's so cute. So like I was saying, you can see how it works with your parental figures, also with your kids. And like I said, it can just build a stronger bond between you and whoever it is. So no matter what your love language, no matter what your history has been, you are worthy of love. Don't forget that. You are worthy of everything you could ever want and more. Whatever it is that makes you happy, however you best receive love, you are worthy of that. And just know that you're not difficult to love. And if anyone makes you think that, they're not for you, because you are amazing and beautiful, and you deserve someone who can see your light and you don't even have to try. Like they see you. They see you no matter what. And those people exist. And it's just beautiful when you can finally come to a place where where you find them. And okay, the romantic over here is getting all lovey-dovey, but this is just how we do. So we are going to call that tea time for today, tea drinkers. Thank you so, so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate every single one of you. This means the world to me that you take time out of your day or evening to tune in and listen, and it just means the world. So expressing my gratitude and love and light to you always. And that's tea time. See you next time.